The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Hordes of hopeful beneficiaries flocked to DSWD field offices over the weekend, hoping to get their educational cash assistance. Let's discuss this some more with DSWD spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Romel Lopez, who's joining us now over the phone. Good afternoon, ASEC Romel. Has the department gone over the challenges that were experienced in last Saturday's distribution, and what do you plan to do with this moving forward?
Yes, Sean, first of all, we would like to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize to the public for any inconvenience that the DSWD and our educational payout might have cost them over the weekend. But then, with this incident, Sean, the DSWD is now in close coordination with the DILG to come up the recalibrated approach to improve our system so that next Saturday, okay, not to preempt the memorandum of agreement between the two agencies, we can come up with a better proposition and guidelines in implementing this educational payout, Sean.
All right, just to be clear with what you just said, so you guys, the DSWD, along with the DILG, are coming up with a new system for the distribution of the cash assistance. And right now, nothing is final yet with regard to the process. Am I getting it right?
Yes, Sean, you're right with that. And right now, with the help of the DILG, we will be also expanding and bringing it closer to the people. We're looking at possibly adding up payout centers depending on the situation of the local LGUs. And we'll be asking the help of the PNP, AFP when it comes to security and even POH to assist another influx maybe of this educational payout. But one thing is sure, at this point in time, we wouldn't be accepting walk-in applicants, and that's maybe the hard-learned lesson that we found out over the weekend, that although we open up online registration, most of the applicants who lined up outside the DSWD office are walk-in applicants, while before this payout, we were very vocal, and we were asking the would-be benefactors to register online so that we can avoid this kind of problem. But just the same, nothing is final yet. But the people can be rest assured that the next payout will definitely involve the DILG and the local government unit, Sean.
All right, so one change that will be implemented for sure is at least the online registration for the payout before going to the respective offices to claim the ayuda, so to speak. But what other changes can we expect, or when can we expect also the announcement for the changes, the new system that will be put in place along with the DILG and the PNP?
Yes, of course, we don't want to preempt the memorandum of agreement between the two agencies, but maybe the people can expect that mid this week we have a final proposition or a new guidelines when it comes to this educational assistance. And as the DLG and the DSWD secretaries, they want to accept to assure the public that this time around everything will be systematic, and everything will be at the convenience of our would-be benefactors.
All right, ASEC Romel, if you may allow me to discuss some numbers, how many beneficiaries stand to be or are eligible to receive this cash assistance? This is specifically for education, right?
Yes, okay. So initially we have allotted 160 million pesos for the initial payout of this educational assistance, good for 6 Saturdays, consecutive Saturdays. But due to the influx of this last week, last payout, last Saturday, we have realized that there are a lot of people who are in need of educational assistance. That's why the Secretary of DSWD is now really considering to increase the budget when it comes to this educational assistance. Although we have the figure yet, I cannot really disclose it at this point in time because maybe this will might preempt our budgeting or the MOA between the two agencies. But just to be honest with you guys, as of the moment, we have already received staggering amount of requests from our field offices. Well, this is based from those applications online. They have already requested 3.8 billion pesos worth of educational assistance. So these are the bulk initial requests that we have received from our field officers. But of course, this will be subjected to evaluation and assessment. So this is the request that we have right now. So it doesn't mean that we will be able to provide for this kind of amount or request. But the one thing is for sure, Secretary Erwin of the DSWD is very much willing to increase our initial budget, that is 150 million pesos.
All right, we'll wait for further notice on the final amounts and number of beneficiaries you're willing to take in. Just one more clarification, ASEC. We understand that those beneficiaries of the 4Ps, the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, are not anymore eligible to receive this cash assistance. So what then will happen to those 4Ps beneficiaries who did receive the educational assistance?
Yes, of course. That is one of the clarification that we made, Secretary Erwin and I, when we realized that, of course, these beneficiaries of the 4Ps are already receiving educational assistance through their conditional cash grant. So, of course, some of the 4Ps beneficiaries have already received educational assistance from the last Saturday's payout. We are asking them kindly to please return whatever educational assistance they have received. But if they will not comply, of course, remember that it is also the DSWD who are in charge of their payout, their additional cash assistance from 4P. So we can definitely deduct it from their accounts in the next coming payouts if they will not return their educational assistance that they have received last Saturday.
All right, thank you so much for clearing everything up for us. We will get back in touch with you when plans firm up. That was Social Welfare Assistant Secretary Rommel Lopez over the line. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
And Alert Level 1 status has been raised over at the Mayon volcano in Albay. FIVOC said that low-frequency volcanic earthquakes were recorded around the Mayon. Entry into the volcano's permanent danger zone is prohibited, while those living in valleys and river channels are advised to stay alert for possible lahar flows. We're gonna pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte led the National School Opening Day program in Bataan. Let's get the details from Marian Enriquez, who's reporting to us live from on the ground. Hi, Maan. What did VP Duterte have to say on the first day of classes?
Yes, Sean, in her speech here at the Dinalupihan Elementary School in Bataan, Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte stressed the need to return to face-to-face classes after 2 years of blended learning. She said that although several groups have called for the suspension of the reopening of classes, we can no longer use COVID-19 as an excuse to keep our children away from schools. Duterte said research on the impact of the pandemic to school children points to a significant learning loss. She added that DepEd offices have prepared learning recovery plans to address learning gaps and accelerate students' learning during this critical period of adjustment. Meanwhile, to address issues on overcrowded classrooms, DepEd spokesperson Michael Powa said they are looking at shifting of classes or continued use of blended learning. They have already requested the budget department to include about 80 billion pesos for new classrooms next year. Sean, the DepEd reports that about 28 million learners have already enrolled for this school year, and with this, the department has already reached its target. Sean.
All right, Man, just one question. Last week, we were reporting 27 million enrollees, and after one weekend, it has jumped to 28 million. Do we have any idea where that 1 million extra came from?
Yes, as per DepEd spokesperson Michael Powa, the parents usually enroll their children on the first day of classes. So we might actually be seeing the surge or the increase of number of enrollees on today, the first day of classes. Sean.
Right, thanks for clearing that up. Marian Enriquez reporting to us live from Bataan. The Philippine women's volleyball team opened their AVC Cup campaign with a loss to Vietnam in straight sets. Tran Thi Thanh Thuy led Vietnam with 20 points, built on 17 attacks, 2 aces, and 1 block. Meanwhile, Gemma Galanza had 13 points for the Philippines, while Michelle Gumabao chipped in 9. Team Philippines missed the services of Eliza Valdez, Risa Sato, Gia de Guzman, and coach Sherwin Meneses, all due to health reasons. The Philippines will next face off with defending champion China on Tuesday. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.